people. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So, I want to talk about the Fat Joe allegations. Very serious allegations. I think they might be worse than the Diddy allegations. And also, um, he might be seeing some jail time. So let's see what they are accusing him of. It's very disgusting. We have seen Fat Joe in recent years hanging around with Jay-Z a lot, which was kind of strange because Fat Joe and Jay-Z. Okay, sorry about that. I got a notification on my phone. So, Fat Joe and Jay-Z had some issues back in the day, but I think he is in somehow associated with Rock Nation these days. So let's get to this article on ABC News. Fat Joe accused of sex trafficking, fraud in new lawsuit. So this article is actually from June 20th of this year. So Joseph Fat Joe Cartagena is being accused of sex trafficking, fraud, and more in a lawsuit brought by a former employee. So, a former employee filing a lawsuit is what caused some of this alleged information to be exposed. Now, I also saw a music video which claims are that Fat Joe was 36 years old at the time, and allegedly the lyrics are referring to grooming a 16-year-old. So there's now a lot of these kind of things that are surfacing to kind of support the idea that these allegations could be true. So the 157-page lawsuit was filed on June 19th, 2025, in the Southern District of New York by lawyer Tyrone Blackburn on behalf of Terrence T.A. Dixon, who says he worked with Cartagena for over 15 years from 2005 to 2020 as a hype man, lyricist, background vocalist, security team member, and creative collaborator, according to the suit. Now, my whole thing is, or where I get confused is, how can you have worked with someone for over 15 years, been witness to these things, still continue to work from them, benefit from them, and then all of a sudden file a lawsuit? Something doesn't sound right to me. In the complaint, Dixon alleges that Cartagena and his associates systematically engaged in coercive labor exploitation, financial fraud, sexual manipulation, violent intimidation, and psychological coercion. Dixon claims he contributed lyrics, vocals, and creative direction to several of Cartagena's songs, including Congratulations and Ice Cream. Nobody even knows those songs. I know I don't. Without recognition or fair compensation. In addition to financial allegations, Dixon claims that the rapper allegedly forced him into humiliating situations, including sex acts performed under duress and surveillance. Now, I need clarity on that. Sex acts with him or sex acts with somebody else. And he allegedly threatened abandonment in foreign countries, job loss, or physical harm if he didn't comply, according to the complaint. Okay. The lawsuit also claims that Cartagena and his associates allegedly trafficked minors, oh my God, and psychologically groomed them, with Dixon claiming he personally witnessed Cartagena allegedly engage in sexual relations with children who were 15 and 16 years old. So that is what I was talking about earlier as far as the lyrics of the song, that Fat Joe allegedly has a song where he alludes to grooming a minor that was 16 years old. And at the time when this song was debuted, he himself was 36 years old. I, would have never thought that Fat Joe would be accused of something like this. This is totally disgusting. So, given the nature of the allegations, a trigger warning was included at the top of the court document, noting it contains highly graphic information of a sexual nature, including sexual assault. Dixon is seeking over $2 million for unpaid performance wages as well as additional damages. When reached by ABC News, Cartagena's attorney, Joey Tacopina, Joey Tacopina, that was ASAP Rocky's lawyer. So there's a high chance that Fat Joe can wiggle his way out of this because he somehow got ASAP Rocky out of that case. So there's a high chance that Fat Joe could get away with this. So, where was I? Okay, so Cartagena's attorney, Joey Tacopina, said Cartagena sued Dixon and lawyer Blackburn back in April, alleging extortion, slander, and more. So what I'm assuming is that probably back in April, they tried to reach a settlement with Fat Joe, and then that's when Fat Joe hit them with the lawsuit. Maybe they presented or offered for a settlement before exposing what they're exposing now. That's just my assumption. So he claimed Dixon's lawsuit against his client was a blatant act of retaliation. The lawsuit filed by Tyrone Blackburn and Terrence Dixon is a blatant act of retaliation, a desperate attempt to deflect attention from the civil suit we filed first, which exposed their coordinated scheme to extort Mr. Cartagena through lies, threats, and manufactured allegations, Tacopina said. Hello down in the chat. If you guys can give me a like, comment, and subscribe, you can help me out there. And Dixon and Blackburn have until June 23rd to submit a response to the first lawsuit, and a hearing for the case is scheduled to take place on August 1st. Tacopina described Dixon as a disgruntled former employee and claims Blackburn has a pattern of abusing the court system. We didn't just sue a disgruntled former employee trying to revive a false claim from 15 years ago. We sued the lawyer behind it all, Tacopina continued. Tyrone Blackburn has a well-documented pattern of abusing the courts to harass defendants and generate media attention. Mr. Cartagena will not be intimidated, he added. We have taken legal action to expose this fraudulent campaign and holds everyone involved accountable. In a statement to NBC News, Blackburn pushed back against Tacopina's claims. Joey Tacopina is desperate. He thought only of himself when he erroneously advised his client to take this course, Blackburn said in part. He continued, Fat Joe knows what he has done. My client was with him for nearly 20 years. My client does not do drugs, nor does he drink alcohol. His memory is perfect, and he has receipts. We have 3 additional pages of predicated acts, which detail trafficking of another sort. Joey Tacopina should better advise his client to do the smart thing. Tacopina has previously represented high-profile clients such as President Donald Trump. Blackburn has represented big-name clients as well, including rapper T.I. and producer Rodney Jones. Now, how did he get this bad rep? Because Blackburn has a bad rep right now. How did he get this bad rep when he represented T.I.? No. Okay, so it's August 4th, so there actually should be an update. Let's see if there's an update because, okay, denial, no. There's not anything, okay, the lawsuit, okay. That's just his opinion. Unfortunately, I don't see any update in regards to this. even though there was some sort of something supposed to happen on August 1st. So, oh wow. So, 7 days ago, iHeart, you know, published an article where Tony Centeno says that Fat Joe claims that the allegations by former hype man cost him $10 million. I mean, for all of that, you should have just paid the man the money. Fat Joe believes the lawsuit his former hype man filed against him is part of a campaign that has cost him millions. According to a report Complex published on Thursday, July 24th, Joey filed an amendment to his ongoing lawsuit against Terrence T.A. Dixon and his attorney Tyrone Blackburn over the fabricated, grotesque, and scandalous allegations they made in their legal complaint. The Terror Squad leader claimed their I'm sorry, I can't even read. Look at me. I'm like messing up the words. Okay, let me start over. Let me go back. Where was I? The Terror Squad leader claimed their alleged extortion attempt caused him to lose out on $10 million worth of numerous business opportunities for his Joey and Jada podcast, his grooming brand, and more. The lawsuit The lawsuit filed by Tyrone Blackburn and Tennis Dixon is a blatant act of retaliation. Joey Tacopina, Fat Joe's attorney, said in a statement the allegations against Mr. Joseph Antonio Cartagena are complete fabrication, lies intended to damage his reputation, and force a settlement through public pressure. Mr. Cartagena will not be intimidated. We have taken legal action to expose this fraudulent campaign and hold everyone involved accountable. Dixon worked as Fat Joe's hype man from 2006 to 2019. According to Joe, Dixon was compensated during his employment. Unfortunately, Dixon wasn't happy with the amount he received, so he hired Blackburn to get more money for his alleged contributions to select songs. A month after they sent Joey a letter requesting the money, Dixon threatened to sue Joe over allegations of forced labor, sex trafficking, and more. The lawsuit was filed last month, but Joe flat out denied the allegations. And that's my thing. If he has seen those illegal things go on for over 15 years, now that he wants this money, it's as if he's using it as leverage. Because if you've seen something like that go on and there's victims and there's young people that are suffering, why didn't you just go to authorities before? But you're using it as leverage to gain money. So I don't really respect it. In his new legal documents, Joe said that Dixon and Blackburn's lawsuit cost him several endorsement deals, primetime TV appearances, and retail contracts for his Rewind It beard coloring product. He's asking for $15 million in damages plus interest. Joey also scrutinized Blackburn's professional tactics. Now, a few months ago, Fat Joe was under fire for some comments that he made about foundational Black Americans. Honestly, I don't really remember the comments. I remember that he also said something about that hip hop was not founded in the Bronx, and it wasn't necessarily by Black people. I can't remember the comments, but I know he offended a lot of people. Do you guys think that's his karma? This is his karma for what he did, for the comments that he has made, and for the disrespect? Because I think the idea was he just was not respecting the Black culture. A lot of people have a problem with him saying the N-word because they do not consider him Black. So do you think that this is Fat Joe's karma for how he has been speaking about Black people recently? Joe's latest amendment also includes a section about Blackburn's unfavorable track record, including a judge's referral to the grievance committee. In 2024, a judge accused Blackburn of improperly filing cases in federal court to garner media attention, embarrass defendants with salacious allegations, and pressure defendants to settle quickly. Blackburn was also arrested last month and booked on suspicion of assault after he allegedly hit a process server with his car. Now, I wonder if Blackburn is going to be required to pay Fat Joe back for all of the money that he lost in trying to resolve this matter. Anyway, what do you guys think of that mess? If Fat Joe is guilty, I would definitely like him to serve time because those are some horrible allegations. I definitely want the truth to be exposed. I have never looked at Fat Joe as such, but if there's lyrics to support what these allegations, I definitely I mean, who would say something like that? Nobody talks about grooming a 16-year-old if they're not really serious. That's not a joke at all. So, what do you guys think of that? I'd like to see you comment down below. And let me know what your thoughts are. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good one.